how the white-on-white crime linked to you wanting to attack HBCUs. It was a goddamn white person that took out Charlie Kirk. What the fuck does that have to do with black people? I don't understand. We getting blamed for everything. It's white on white crime. Go address the white folks in your community that's doing all the evil and effed up stuff. Why there should not be any HBCUs on lockdown? It's your fucking people. Make it make sense. I'm trying to I don't understand how the fuck this come back to us. I'm so confused. How does this come back to black folks when it was a damn white person? And in Utah of all freaking places. Miss me with the nonsense. And y'all are targeting HBCUs? We get blamed for shit that don't got nothing to do with us. You should be addressing your own fucking community, bruh. Make it make sense.
This is why we say white supremacy is the issue. Do you see the person, the suspect, the man they are looking for, the man at large? Do you see this man, right? He's obviously white. He's wearing a Patriot shirt. They say that he may be a college student, a white man. I want y'all to stick with me. Now, following Charlie Kirk's unaliving, 3 HBCUs, Alabama State, Hampton University, and Virginia State University have received threats. Threats for what? The suspect in Charlie Kirk's unaliving is going to be a white man. So why are black people being threatened? Because it's all about white supremacy. And no matter what, white people who are racist in this country, who follow Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, believe that black people should not exist. And so instead of turning on their own people, because this was white on white crime, they are directing their anger towards black people that ain't got shit to do with the situation. I didn't even see a black person in the goddamn crowd. It was Utah. Ain't that like Mormon country or some shit? But no, black people once again, black students once again have to keep their head on the swivel because white racist, Christian, nationalists, KKK members, Nazis are all trying to target them for what? We didn't have shit to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk. It was white on white crime. So why are we being subject to hate? Because no matter what, we will always be the thing white people turn to when it comes to aggression because they can't take it out on their own people. And that is why Charlie Kirk was detrimental to people that look like me. And his rhetoric was detrimental to people who look like me because we're never safe around people who talk like that.
7 HBCUs had to close their doors today and lock down after violent threats following the Charlie Kirk assassination. Despite the fact that the suspect looked like this. So many people correctly theorize that this would lead to escalating political violence, and unfortunately, as per usual, black and brown people are forced to bear the brunt of that. Hampton University, Virginia State University, Alabama University, and Bethune-Cookman University all received direct threats. Additionally, Spelman College, Southern University, and Clark Atlanta University issued shelter-in-place or lockdown orders just as a precaution. These are threats of terrorism, by the way. We don't have a motive. We don't even have the shooter yet. We have a suspect who's not even black, but we don't even have the shooter yet. But none of that matters because this was always going to be used as an opportunity to scapegoat black people. Because that's what white supremacism does, and Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. This is not the first time, nor is it the last time that HBCUs will receive racially motivated threats. But this is the level of hate, of racial incitement that comes with violent platforms like Charlie Kirk's.
This is why we say white supremacy is the issue. Do you see the person?
This is what I'm talking about. 3 HBCUs get threatened. They have to shut down for the day or for the week. Bible threats against us. There's not one HBCU on the West Coast near the West Coast. I went to a HBCU in Atlanta all the way from San Francisco because we don't have any black schools nowhere near that area vicinity of the coast. Like, you could cut the United States in half and there's no HBCUs over there. We barely got black people over there. There's none on the West Coast. We didn't do it. We're not the ones. It's not us. You're the demographic. You are, not us. Y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want this. Don't play with our kids. This is serious now. Don't play with our kids. You don't want none. Not at all. Leave us alone. Please vote for Pedro. Click the link. Follow me. Thanks.
Isn't it interesting that the same exact people who were saying that the left is violent because of what happened to Charlie Kirk are the same people who are enacting violent threats and calling in violent threats to HBCUs around the country? HBCUs are under lockdown right now because the same people who claimed empathy and are having a fit about Charlie Kirk when he made his own bed, made his own statements, the same people who are having a fit about Charlie Kirk are the same people who are enacting violence against students that were not even at the college. You see how that works? These same people who loved Charlie Kirk and all of his rhetoric demonizing the black community are the same people who are now terrorizing historically black colleges and universities because they're mad that their deity is gone. Those children were not at that college in Utah. Those children were not the ones who ended Kirk's life. You know who the FBI is looking for? Someone who they believe may be a disgruntled veteran. The same exact demographic that I told you guys months ago that it was not a good idea to piss off by taking away their health care and their mental health care. And yet these people who had a white-on-white crime problem, who had a mass pew-pewing the same exact day, who had a mass pew-pewing just 2 weeks ago, also by someone of their demographic, got the nerve to come over and start bothering black people again when once again we did not do this to you. You are doing this to yourself, and you got the nerve to try to terrorize our children and our college campuses because you're mad that someone who created this environment of hate and the lack of sympathy and the lack of empathy, who has sown this seed and who has cheered on the policies that are hurting millions and millions of people. You're mad that someone returned the karma that he has spewed back onto him. Then be mad about it and look within your own communities for vengeance. Because black people, as usual, are minding our fucking business. Stay away from our children.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Shit's getting weird and crazy. All of these things that you're seeing right now are happening. I told you that they're yet to happen. It's gonna be right versus leftists, and it has started, and the blame is shifting towards black people. And you trying to see how all this is part of elite broader structure of trying to create this chaos. I told you that the United States, the Americas general, they are the authors of confusion. They will always create confusion, always create confusion. Now HBCUs are being shut down. Black history colleges being shut down, receiving threats, right? And this is what they want. They want people to fight back. They want black people to fight back. And now once they're getting your voices, they're going to use it against you because they are rage baiting you. Once they've rage baited you, they want you to say the worst. They want you to expose yourself. They want you to let you say everything you think about them. And then once you say that, they are going to come for you. They're going to use that against you. And until then, you realize that all this is the broader structure of the elite to play you so that they can see all this confusion going on while hiding the reality. And that's what Mr. Donald Trump wanted. That's what he wanted. Before you think about white people or black people, I'm going to be talking about my community, people that belong to my community. I'm talking about black Americans. Brothers and sisters, I think you should see this. And this should make sense to you. That all these things that you see are theatrics. They are expected to happen. The division, the chaos, the confusion, the fighting back and front. Who did this? Oh, black people are now attacking us. Oh, white people are attacking us because you celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. That's how it wanted. It's performative. That's what they want you. They want you to get confused so that they can continue pushing their agendas. Today they have started with Black History Schools. Tomorrow we don't know where they will go. The next time you think about it, black folks, you're gonna retaliate. And this is why I come. I come to tell you that everything that you're seeing are happening. It is all theatrics. That's how they want it to happen. Don't ever think that the person that pulled the trigger did it for you as a black person. No, he didn't did it for you. He didn't even do it for himself. He didn't do it because he wanted to do it. He did it because there's somebody out there that instructed them to do it. He did it because they wanted to create all this confusion. Brothers and sisters, I'm inviting you to watch the video. Please, let me know what you think about this. As you know, I'm your host and presenter HDX Stories. But until then, if you're watching it for the first time, you know how we do it. I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel. For those who are always coming back and watching my videos, man, I'm really, really grateful for the support that you're trying to give me. And for those who are supporting me through my Cash App account, those who are sending me super thanks, man, I'm really, really grateful. I'm really grateful for the support that you're giving me. But we got to talk about these serious things because the contemporary issues in the United States are so much important as Black history, because we need to have a discussion about this. These are things that are affecting Black people in real time. And we need to disseminate all this information so that it can reach them. So brothers and sisters, I invite you to watch this video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts. As you know,
The primary suspect in this shooting is a white male. The victim of this shooting was a white male. This incident happened in Utah, but for some reason, y'all are threatening Black students in historically Black colleges and universities in the South. Make that make sense. How does your brain even go there immediately to think that threatening Black students in historically Black colleges and universities is a way to direct your outrage? Your first thought was to threaten students that had nothing to do with the reason you're so upset. Your first thought was to threaten Black students in Black spaces of learning. I wouldn't even say surprising, because it's not surprising, unfortunately. But it is very, very concerning. And it reveals so much about your frustration and indignation. Because if you were really upset, you'd be upset at the gun laws that made it possible for someone to be sniped in the neck on a college campus in broad daylight. You'd be upset about that. You'd be upset about that even being able to happen to somebody, but instead, your outrage is immediately directed at a group of people who you do not like. And now it appears as if you're using this as an excuse to threaten and attack and go after the people that you do not like. They had nothing to do with the incident that occurred in Utah. But somehow your first thought, the first thought of some people, was to threaten Black students in the South. That was the immediate thought you had. That is insane. But unfortunately, it's not surprising.
White people, don't come looking for Black people. Black people did not do that to Charlie Kirk on yesterday. Remember, it was in Utah. It was in Utah. There were threats to 5 HBCUs on today. Don't come looking for Black people. Don't come looking for Black people. Black people didn't do that. Black people didn't do that, and y'all know Black people ain't had nothing to do with that. All I saw at school was a sea of white faces. Don't come over here with that. Don't threaten HBCUs with that. Y'all know darn well that was in Utah. Y'all know Black people did not have nothing to do with that. Y'all don't be messing. Don't come over here messing with these HBCUs and these Black people. Don't do it.
Are you talking about gang violence? Imagine your last words being, are you talking about gang violence? It's crazy how the right loves talking about Black on Black crime. That's their go-to. Black on black crime. Blacks are criminals. Blacks love to kill other black people. And here you have the loudmouth voice of the right being down by a white man. Are we going to start talking about white on white crime? Is it time to start talking about white on white crime? One of your biggest voices, one of your loudest voices just got gunned down talking about gun violence. And this motherfucker just died by the hands of one of his own. Is it time to start talking about white on white violence? Like, I saw the video, and that shit was wild. That shit was wild. It was like you couldn't write a script for that. Charlie Kirk opened his mouth and was like, "You mean? Are you talking about gang violence?" Smugly trying to poke at the black community. And as soon as the words came out of his mouth, right? Yeah. Wild shit.
We have to get revenge for Charlie Kirk's death. Should we go after the Republicans? The Democrats? No. The government. That doesn't even make sense. Who could we go? The HBCUs. We could go after the HBCUs. They're the whole reason for this. It's the black college students. The whole time. Let's do it. Let's send the threats.
So Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead, right? Somebody just took Charlie Kirk's life. And I find it crazy how over the last few days, when speaking about that situation that took place in North Carolina, I believe, where the black man fatally stabbed the Ukrainian woman, and people have been calling for the black man's life to get taken, you spent the last few days talking disparagingly about black people, and your actual final words were gang violence or gang on gang violence when speaking about black people, right? And you were in the predominantly white town of Utah. You were in Utah, which ranks 34th in the U.S. for racial and ethnic diversity. And the person who took your life was none other than this man who resembles Larry David, gang. This is what I mean. Y'all spew this divisive rhetoric, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass. You feel me? It's nasty, bro. Condolences to his family. You feel me? Again, I don't call for anything to happen to anybody, regardless of how I feel about their political views. But when you put certain energy out, I believe in karma. Certain energy comes back. You feel me? Do y'all not get that? Do y'all not understand? I know a lot of y'all got a lot of bravado behind these screens, behind y'all computers and y'all phones. And y'all, you feel me? But you had everything to say about black people and gang violence and how you would look at a black person differently than you would look at a white person, right? You had all this to say about black people. And in the white town or city of Utah, an old white man was the one. Like, come on. It's crazy, man. I'm out of here.
So why HBCUs had to be like shut down and under lock and key because of Charlie Kirk's unaliving? What the fuck does that have to do with black people? Then I just saw a video of white people marching in the streets talking about white people fight back, white people fight back. Do they even have anybody in custody? The two suspects that I saw that allegedly unalived this man was Caucasian. Clear as the goddamn Caucasus Mountains. I guess it has to do with the fact that Charlie was very anti-black and he was a bigot and a white supremacist. So people automatically assuming that because he was preaching about black on black crime and gang violence and black people being the most violent people on planet Earth, which is a fucking lie. They automatically assume we got something to do with it. Why are HBCUs getting death threats? That shit happened in Utah. I know good goddamn. The same way y'all said we was all shocked and flabbergasted that there was black people in motherfucking where the black in Scotland. How you think we feel about black people being in Utah? A large population that would shock the fuck out of us too. Leave us alone. We don't have nothing to do with that. That man lived by a certain set of principles. He said empathy wasn't a real thing. He said there should be some casualties. Some people need to be unalived by the bow bow and the bang bang to protect his Second Amendment rights. He called black women stupid as all outdoors and said we were all nothing but DEI hires. And then in the raccoons with my same hue of complexion that's up here looking like they about to break down and fucking cry for this man. And that other bobblehead bitch, Dana Dane, talking about some, oh, you don't serve the same God that I serve. If you black, like, bitch, shut your bitch ass up. It's not about serving a God or nothing. It's about lacking empathy. He said he didn't believe in it. So we just taking a page out of his book. Now, I think it's always unfortunate when somebody loses their life, but come on. That man was not a politician. He was a podcaster. Y'all are going hard for somebody that literally was just a podcaster. Like, I that was trying to shape the minds of the Caucasus Mountain youth to be racist and bigots. This is what y'all... Just leave black people, because how the hell because if Johnny had 5 apples, bitch, spread love Vista Brooklyn way. What the hell does this have to do with us?
I usually mind my business, but multiple HBCUs have reportedly received threats of violence due to the unaliving of Charlie Kirk yesterday. Now, what's crazy to me is we all knew, well, I knew from the beginning that this was not black people's doing. I'm just going to tell you. First clue that gave it away, they was in Utah. First of all, a black person doing anything in broad daylight in Utah is going to stick out like a chocolate chip on the cookie. You understand? Then on top of that, broad daylight in the middle of a crowd, textbook white people shit. Assassinating somebody that's a political figure over a disagreement in beliefs, typical white people behavior. I knew it wasn't nobody black. So why y'all threatening the HBCUs? It's crazy. It almost seems like y'all are trying to purposefully create a race war. Y'all are trying to race bait when this shit ain't got... Nah, we not moving backwards like that. FBI already released a statement, said it is a college-age white male. Lead them students up at the HBCUs alone. They ain't got nothing to do with this. This is white people problems, white on white violence. They ain't got nothing to do with black people in America. Literally.
No problem, here you go. At least 7 HBCUs have gone into lockdown after receiving threats. And I'm going to stitch in some sources for you now. Here. All of this is readily available for you. You just have to Google it. Have a nice day.
The fact that HBCUs are now the target of threats because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, and I'll reiterate, what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrible. So no one over here is celebrating or rejoicing. However, the fact that HBCUs in particular are being singled out and threatened by supporters of Charlie Kirk and his ideologies and his rhetoric that he spewed, and they align themselves with his thought process, it's just very telling. Very telling. It's interesting because the very same people who are now all of a sudden so empathetic in the case of Charlie Kirk had nothing to say about the shooting that was simultaneously happening at the same time as we were trying to figure out what was going on with Charlie Kirk in Colorado, high school. And it's even more interesting that one of his infamous quotes about not believing empathy is real, the very word empathy, has become such a buzzword around this whole tragedy. Empathy. Let me tell you something. You can empathize with the loss of human life without trying to eulogize somebody. You can also yourself empathize without trying to force other people to empathize, especially people who were in those marginalized groups that he spent his life's work attacking, sending hate towards, dangerously spreading misinformation about, finding a way to shame people who are not empathizing with a person who would walk right over their dead body, look down and find a way to blame them for their own demise is wrong. And if you don't believe that that is the kind of person that Charlie Kirk was, just look into his viewpoint on George Floyd. And that's one of many scenarios. He was not a good person. But I can simultaneously also say what was done to him was horrific. The video was horrific. But that doesn't change the fact that he was a horrible person. So stop trying to change his character in the eyes of people he didn't give a fuck about. And let's actually start trying to make some movement on this gun control. Let's get some laws in place. Let's make actual change. If this is a push I needed, let's do it.
And my fucking thing about this is, what the fuck do you mean that you don't want immigrants talking about the Charlie Kirk situation? Everybody's collectively talking about this shit right now. However, I feel like also we should put that aside and talk about the school shootings, which are far more important than some little bitch that went up and just went to antagonize groups of people, even though he was told nobody wanted him there. But because he wanted to use his First Amendment rights, he went up there and got killed. And I feel for his family. But if you're going to go and antagonize people when you know nobody fucking wants you there because you have First Amendment rights, be prepared for something to fucking happen. So instead of talking about him, we need to be talking about the school shootings and then the 3 black colleges that just got shut down because they were receiving threats because of the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And my thing is, what the fuck does that school have to do with the Charlie Kirk situation? What do those colleges have to do with the Charlie Kirk situation? Were they over there threatening to shoot it up? No. People were over there just in class trying to do what they need to do in school, right? But because they're black, exactly, because they are black, you went after them. And I already know what the comment section of this video is going to look like, so bring it on, bitch. I don't care. Bring on whatever the fuck you have to say, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be valid. Because yes, we need tighter and stricter gun laws. There are other countries outside the United States that have, their laws are so strict. Most of the time you have to go to the government itself. If you're a citizen of that country, you have to go to the government itself to be like, hey, I want to apply for a gun. And to get a gun is so much harder than applying to be a citizen here in the United States. Think about that for a minute. The government is so smart that they would rather you not have a gun and make it almost impossible for you to get it instead of just letting you have it all loosey fucking goosey like here in the States. Like here in Texas, if you wanted to get a gun, all you gotta do is go down to your local Walmart. They're at the back section. They are. I'll make a video and show you guys later on. You can go to any store, almost any store here in Texas, and get you a gun. No background check, no sort of process. All you gotta do is just buy your groceries, get your gun, and dip. So miss me with the bullshit. Okay? Deuces.
So after Charlie Kirk's death, for no reason at all, it seems that multiple HBCUs report threats prompting lockdowns and heightened security. Huh. Can you guys tell me why multiple historical black colleges randomly, like seemingly out of nowhere, started receiving threats right after Charlie Kirk died? Can someone explain that to me? So the HBCUs that are currently on lockdown are Virginia State University, Alabama State University, Southern University and A&M College, Bethune-Cookman University, Clark Atlanta University, and Spelman College. And you know what's insane? Like a couple days ago, after Charlie Kirk had gotten shot, I was talking to my friend about, the implications and what this could mean. And I specifically said, they're about to blame black people for this, right? And I said, watch. Look at this shit. HBCUs getting threatened directly after his death? Bruh, we deadass need to be ready because shit is about to get hectic. You see how we're getting threatened, and we didn't shoot him. He was shot by a professional sniper 200 yards away on a building. And they're threatening historically black colleges. There are, 3 to 4 of them are in shelters in place. They're threatening the black community for a right-winger dying, and they're blaming us for it, even though the person that probably shot him was a professional white man. This is what I'm talking about. They're literally trying to start a race war, and you niggas, y'all would have been easily manipulated by Hitler. I said it. Easily manipulated.
Not y'all out there threatening black folks in HBCUs because a white man killed Charlie Kirk.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Are you rage baited already? Because that's what they want. They want to get you rage baited. They want to get you sad. They want to see your blood pressure high. They want to see your blood pressure rise. Because once they start doing all these things, they'll upset you. They provoke you. You'll get out there and you'll expose yourself. And that's what they want. Before you think about it, Trump's gonna snap. And he's gonna send some people that are gonna remind you that you're a black person in the United States. Do you really want that? I don't think so. And so, brothers and sisters, I'm recording this video right now, trying to tell you to please be careful. The game has just started. Any white person is watching this video, because I'm addressing two people in this scenario. I'm saying again, the person that pulled the trigger, it didn't pull for you as a white person. It didn't pull it for you as a black person. No, it did it because of the power structures that want to create all these chaos, want to create this confusion. You might say that I've watched a lot of movies that shows how these people use violence to divide people. They know there's two sides of the coin, right and left. Democrats, Republicans, whites, and blacks, right? They're using all these polarities to create confusion. While they're creating confusion, there's an agenda which is going on. And you, since in America or in the Western world, people celebrate all this over bombardment of chaos, over bombardment of confusion. Oh, somebody died. Oh, 3 people were shot. Oh, some people broke into a shop. Oh, you're going to focus on that. And you ain't going to be seeing something that is happening that you should be thinking about. Brothers and sisters, you need to be careful. Right? You need to be careful. It has just started. The confusion has just started. And this is all part of the fascist structures that it's put so that you can get confused, so that you can rage bait yourself, so that you can get out there, so that you can get mad, so that you can say some things that you'll regret saying after you saying them, and they'll be used against you. They want you to fight. They want you to keep you confused. They want you to point fingers against each other. It is righties versus lefties. Oh, let's now blame them. Now we did what we did. Okay, let's blame them for the death of this man. Oh, you laughed. We are going to deal with you. We are going to destroy all your schools. We are going to destroy all your hospitals. We are going to destroy all your neighborhoods. Oh, they destroyed our neighborhoods. They destroyed our hospitals. Let's go for them. That's what they want. They are putting you on a violent loop. The United States is on a violent loop. There is always somebody who is doing something to somebody. Something to somebody that will trigger somebody to do something to somebody. You are always on a loop. They are always keeping you on a loop. But before you think about it, you realize that, damn, we are being played. And this is part that the elites play so much. They incite violence. And they want you to feed on the hate towards each other, because they create scenarios that are so convenient for them to use against you, the two of you. Black people, please be careful. Be so much careful. I don't know why you people are not catching the wave. I might be wrong. I know. But that's how I feel. That's the truth about all this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. But from how I've seen all this happen, my little geopolitical knowledge shows me and tells me that this is all theatricals. They want it to happen the same exact way that is happening. We are damn falling into the trap, and we are getting into the trap. We are going to be stuck on the mud. Once you get to stuck on the mud, they start hunting you one by one. They'll start hunting you one by one, like antelopes. You need to be careful, because that's what they're going to do. I'll remind you, the person that pulled the trigger was a white person. He didn't do it for you as a black person. You might think that you're white, right? And, oh, you're a white liberal. Oh, he did it for me. He's a white liberal. Oh, maybe he's a white gay. That's why he did it. Oh, he did it for you. I don't think so. It is all part of the broader structure. They want you to do that. They want you to be confused, to stop focusing on the serious issue. How many folks are waiting for the Epstein files? Majority of you are still waiting for the Epstein files. I guess you'll keep on waiting as you're being kept on the loop. While you're waiting, let's give them something. That's how they discuss. Oh, let's give them something. Oh, let's give them something. Oh, they are starting to remember the Epstein files. Oh, let's give them something. Before you think about it, it's already late. And you can't help me seeing the HBCUs being attacked. I'm not surprised. And I said yesterday, the moment that just happened, I said it, that the blame games are going to start. Pointing fingers are going to start. Before you think about it, you said something that probably you regret. And you're going to be seeing yourself on TikTok. Or you're going to be seeing yourself somewhere in so compromising situation that you didn't want to get into. They say you save your energy. Save your tears for another day. This is not your fight. Just like you said. Let me know what you think and what you feel about all this. Damn, it's getting hot in here. Let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.